Hey guys, it's been a while since I've been here on my sofa with my tea. So let's have some fun today. Hey Run Junkies, welcome to Runners Without Limits TV. And this, the final episode of 2021. It's time to look back a little bit. I'm going to look back at this year. I'm going to find the victories and of course go through the annual Year of Bling tag. All right, 2021 started much the way 2020 ended. There was still a lot of uncertainty. Races continued to get canceled or converted, but some races were still happening in real time. Now, on my calendar were the 2021 RunDisney Star Wars Rival Run weekend in April. I had a spring race, the Colorado Women's Classic. I had the Chicago Marathon in October. Now, the Star Wars Rival Run converted to virtual before Christmas of 2020, and then Chicago Marathon was a deferral for the canceled 2020 race. I selected 2021 as my deferral race. Now, I had a lot of hope that we would be back in person at Disney again by April. But the virtual that kind of came out of that just really hurt. It was really hard for me to invest in goals at that point. I also knew that RunDisney was no longer going to do the Star Wars races going forward. So I basically kept the virtual. I had signed up for it and I wanted to do it so I could have that last set of Star Wars medals. Now, as for Chicago, I knew I was going to need to start training for that in May. And it was about that time that things started to shift in my health, and I just decided I'm not going to go. I'm just not going to go. There was no real recourse for me to defer again, but my desire for that race had just completely petered out by that point. I entered the lottery in late 2019, and it became a different goal for me. I just changed my mind, and I'm like, that's not something that I want right now. So because of that, there was a lot of relief in making that decision, in deciding very early on that I wasn't going to go to Chicago. I was happy with that decision, and I never looked back. I never had FOMO over that. Now, 2021 had a few virtual events, but not nearly as many as 2020, which is a good thing. I did select a handful of medals that had meaning to me, that were personal to me, but that was pretty much it. So once races started opening back up, I wanted to stay really fluid with my goals because I didn't want to invest so much in an uncertain race or commit time and hard effort for something that may or may not happen. I mean, we'd been there, right? We'd been living that already, and I just wasn't ready to put so much commitment into something that was not yet a sure thing. So in May, I had the Colorado Women's Classic, which was my first real race back. It was my first in-person race. It was a mass start, and it was not my greatest. In fact, as I was preparing this for today, I almost forgot about it. It was such, I wouldn't say it was a disappointing race, but it was definitely something that I wasn't ready for. I just wasn't ready for. Then I had Boulder on the Run at the end of May, which was kind of interesting. It was Boulder, but they had it all over the place. It was a time trial event. And then Fortitude announced that it was going to be in person. And that I decided was going to be my first real post-pandemic benchmark. I had a really good training summer. And then RunDisney finally reopened their corrals and we were back running in the most magical place on earth. Now my health took kind of what was to me a really bizarre, hard turn. I gained 20 pounds over the course of 6 or 7 months, and I had changed nothing of my nutrition or my exercise, my fitness, or anything like that. But once I added everything up, I realized, you know what, this is perimenopause. Perimenopause is the culprit. I was baffled though, up until that point. And up until I figured that out, I was just so confused. I'm like, why am I doing all of this work and it's not showing? So my running became a smaller but still very significant part of my fitness journey. I needed to balance things out. So I broadened the story of my own journey, which allowed me to expand Runners Without Limits in so many ways. So in addition to this channel and the podcast, I launched a new website. I'm offering training plans, and I've opened a Patreon page for additional content. You guys, it has been a very busy year, to be sure. Now, I'm not going to say it was the greatest year, but it has ended better than it started. Because I think I have more clarity than I did at the beginning of this year. And you, viewers, listeners, running family, continually remind me of my why. Over the course of the last year or two, I've found the truest friends I could ever ask for. I found a renewed sense of purpose for what it is I do here. And I embraced the shift in perspective with my own health and what's going on with me right now in this moment. Now let's talk about numbers here, because I completed 5-month-long streaks, over 2,021 miles on the year, and I crossed 5 in-person finish lines. I earned countless virtual badges between Garmin and Run the Edge. I've enjoyed new types of exercise. I've been working on strength, and I made an effort to incorporate a more well-rounded fitness and nutrition routine. But with all that said, it's now time for the Year of Bling tag. So for those who might be new, I gotta put this down. Someone, somewhere, came up with this medal tag. And my friends here on YouTube will take this on every year, making it our own. And it's just a lot of fun. So my friends over at Joyful Miles originally told me about this thing, brought it to my attention, tagged me in this. And it's been kind of evolving over time. And this year, I'm tagging Slacker Nation on Jar Oxandspoon. So before I give you my medal winners, though, here's a quick look at this year's contenders. So as I did last year, I'm just going to handpick a few categories for this year rather than like do the full tag, because that's like 20, 30 questions. And you can find that full tag in the description, though, if you want to take on the whole thing or pick and choose, just like I'm doing. So let's get started. Favorite medal from an in-person or challenge race. Okay, this is just the medal. Now that would be the Wine and Dine half marathon with Kronk and Yzma. I loved the theme of this. I love this movie, and this medal is so cool because my favorite part is the potion in the vial. I absolutely love it. This is so cool. That was a lot of fun. Favorite virtual race or challenge medal. Technically, this is a virtual race. That would be the Star Wars Rival Run 5K. Although they didn't change the designs from the 2020 canceled event, I'm really glad they didn't, because I love that Ahsoka Tano is on the 5K medal. She's one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. That you have Darth Maul on the reverse of this makes it even cooler. I also really like this Death Star virtual medal. This was the only medal that they redesigned this year. This was for the virtual half marathon that would have been at Disneyland, right? But I really like this. Favorite collection of medals, Star Wars Rival Run Virtual. After the canceled 2020 event, we didn't have the opportunity to earn these as a virtual at that time. So they recycled these themes. And that they did may have been a controversial move, but honestly, I am so glad they did. I love this whole collection. I love that it's gonna be up on my wall, and I have the last set of Star Wars medals. For now, maybe. Most hard-earned or most surprising? This might be a surprise to you as well. The Wine and Dine 10K. This became the most surprising and rewarding race of this year. So after a good 10K in September at Fortitude, I wanted to see what would happen at a second 10K event. I was trained for it. I was ready. Everything lined up perfectly. And this was my second fastest 10K of all time and my fastest RunDisney 10K, which isn't really saying a lot, but still, it's impressive. So for the full recap, check out the link above and the race recap in the blog. Favorite medal based on experience. Now, I didn't really know how to put this together, but that would be the Wine and Dine Challenge. It's almost indescribable how wonderful it was to be back at Run Disney. The friends, the course, the characters, the costumes, the sleep deprivation, the sore feet. And I can't believe I'm getting emotional. All of it, all of you, makes this a representative of my favorite experience in 2021. There has to be an honorable mention because it's my tag, my rules. That would be the not Star Wars event, the March of the Mobile Order. My friends at Oxandspoon had not given up on running at Disney and made this the best part of the convid. Their full race circuit culminated in March of the Mobile Order around Pop Century and Art of Animation. And we were awarded with this medal. So well done, slackers. Thank you for keeping the running dream alive. But that's it for the medal tag for 2021. What is your favorite race of this year? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions in the comment section down below. That is really gonna do it for me this year. It's the last video of 2021, and I want to thank you for joining me for this look back at the year. Next week, I'm going to be right back here on the couch, and I will be looking ahead to 2022. So, because it's time to set some goals. We gotta look ahead now. So thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends. And if you take on this tag yourself, please let me know in the comments. Until next time, remember, you are a runner without limits. Happy New Year.